Welcome to You're Around the Peninsula. I'm Army Staff Sergeant Moses Ward. Just imagine having to put your career on hold for 2 years to serve in the military. One Catoosa talks about how he found a way to keep doing his job while serving.
Well, I wanted to play guitar since I was in high school, but I didn't have enough money to pay for a lesson, even by one. One day, I saw a guitar which is abandoned in the trash, so I picked it up and started to play it. And I still didn't have enough money to pay for a lesson, so I just learned to play by ear over the next few years. I wasn't that great, but after a year, I could play a guitar enough to pass on some basics to the others. In college, I started up with a blog and then uploaded video online with some basic guitar lessons. The video were going well, but I wanted to get more hands-on and start hosting guitar lessons for fellow students. Playing guitar has become an important part of my life, and teaching my friend what I had to pick up was a way of sharing that. Then, like every man in Korea, it was my time to join the army. So I gave some final classes, quit uploading videos, and put the part of my life on pause for what I thought would be 2 years. That is until I was asked to teach guitar. My battle buddies already owned borrowed guitar, and they were looking for someone to teach them. Of course, I was happy to be back, playing the guitar with friends. My class grew from 3 people to now sometimes 10 people. Every time I teach is on my free time, but I couldn't be happier. Teaching, getting better, and helping them get better is worth it.
It's interesting to see how an artist can develop skills on their own with just spare time for what they can do, while still being in the Iraq Army and contributing solely to his country.
I'm Sunmo Kwon. I'm a soldier, and I'm a guitar teacher.
To find Catoosa PFC Kwan's guitar instructing video, search Sunmo King on YouTube. A successful career in the military is all about progression. Staff Sergeant Chris Bevins talks with one pilot who used his dream to aim high.
For some in the Air Force, becoming a fighter pilot is a dream come true. But for Captain Philip Jackson, that's just one milestone in his career. He has his sights set higher.
I started with just a general love for aviation, and it turned out that kind of developmental test was the fulfillment of that for me. Flying the F-16 is great. I love it. I couldn't ask for anything better, but really just flying in general is what I love to do. And the option, the ability to go out there and fly so many different airplanes for the Air Force and to test them out.
You're gonna be here for a while, so
it's pretty amazing.
Get everything situated just so.
Captain Jackson is one of 44 pilots selected for the Air Force's test pilot school, and he attributes his selection to the wide range of theaters he's supported.
I love the mission here at Kunsan, and the coolest thing about it for me is that I've been in a lot of different AORs for the Air Force. So I've done Iraq, I've done Afghanistan, and now to be in Korea is kind of a third theater for me. Something that I can bring back to the developmental test world and say, hey, I've seen the needs of the Air Force in action in multiple different theaters, and hopefully we can develop better combat systems suited for all these different regions the Air Force might ask us to be in.
Staff Sergeant Chris Bevins, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
The Air Force Test Pilot School is located at Edwards Air Force Base, California. Reading is a hobby enjoyed around the world. At Osan Air Base, the community celebrates one of the most famous authors of all time. Specialist Aaron Loy reports.
Reading can be sweet, like a sweet, sweet treat. Many have a favorite book, this or that. Just ask the cat in the hat.
Little Women was a book that my mom read to me when I was a little girl, and it's something I read to my daughters. And I Love You Forever is a book that I read to my daughters since they were little babies. So yeah, we have a lot of books that are close to our heart in our family.
Families, children, and volunteers celebrate reading at Osan American Elementary School. It's the school's first ever Dr. Seuss Reading Night, one of many events throughout Read Across America Week.
Yes, it's just a designated week that the National Education Association has basically designed to highlight reading in amongst the youth in America. It happens to fall in conjunction with Dr. Seuss's birthday, and since he is such a fun children's author, they've decided to incorporate a lot of his writing into the week.
Dr. Seuss's writing impacts people of all ages, and fifth grader Megan Schlack is no exception. Of all Seuss's writings, she definitely has one favorite.
Green Eggs and Ham.
Why?
I like the part when he keeps saying, I don't like green eggs and ham, and then when he finally tries it, he does like it.
Dozens of volunteers ran events, including butter making, cup stacking, and even a cakewalk. Children also had the option to sit down for their own personal story time.
Just seeing the kids here all having fun with the basis of reading is fantastic. It's great.
Specialist Airman Loy, Osan Air Base, Korea.
Read Across America Week is celebrated throughout the United States and all of Dodea. Aircraft need precision instruments to maintain their integrity. Staff Sergeant Chris Bevins introduces us to an airman that helps maintain their integrity as well as his own.
It's not every day you find an airman so passionate about their job
See a decent one here.
that they want to share every detail with you. But Senior Airman Court Thompson is exactly that guy. He spends his days at Kunsan Air Base, measuring and calibrating equipment vital to the Wolfpack's mission.
It's very important that we get the wrench as level as possible.
But he used to hide something. Something that can take away the focus
Basically going back so that it has enough travel. There again.
that is so important in his profession.
Being a homosexual male, pretending to be a heterosexual male, it kind of adds up. Like, you have to build a base lie, of course, the lie of self-identity. And you continue on this path of lying about things that go a little bit deeper, like your relationships you've had in the past or who you find attractive. And you just start perpetuating this person you're not. It causes a lot of mental distraction and kind of bottles up inside of you. All that built up stress can really take a toll. Being that person they've built and not having anything to back that up in reality.
While an act of bravery like being honest with yourself and coworkers about your sexuality is intimidating, Senior Airman Thompson believes the benefits outweigh those fears.
So we call this the pirate ship.
When I came out, it was kind of like a physical feeling, like something I've been lifting off, like all this stress that I had carried with me for years and maybe got used to, was desensitized to it. I finally felt lifted and felt refreshed.
And now that Thompson is honest with himself and coworkers, he wants people to remember one thing.
I'm not Senior Airman Thompson, the homosexual. I'm still the airman. I'm still, the family member. Everyone has a bunch of incorporated parts into them, so homosexuality isn't what I am, it's just a part of me.
Staff Sergeant Chris Bevins,
Basically looking for once the air pressure stabilizes on my gauge.
Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
Senior Airman Thompson is very happy with his decision to be open and has had nothing but positive responses. Every little bit adds up to something big. PFC One Ho Chung takes us to where a small purchase makes a big impact.
I came to Korea in 2010 because my husband's job brought us here from the United States. And 3 or 4 months after that, I started working at the thrift shop. I'm still here. I love what I do. Half of the proceeds that we make go to USFK charities, and the other half go to Korean charities.
$2 a stem, and what about the vases?
Last year, we met a Belgian nun who came to Korea, and then she became a physician. She was requesting for funding for some medical equipment. What we did was we contributed to this joint project. We bought her a gastroscope. I was very inspired by that. Many of our volunteers, that's what makes them come every day to sell the things so that we can give to charities.
I first met Maria when she was new to Korea. She just gets along so well with people, and she can deal with anybody.
You don't really realize how blessed you are, and you appreciate what you have until you go into these communities where, people are in need, but they're content. So for me personally, that's what makes me want to come in the way that I can, just to be able to help them. And so I think when I go back to the United States, we want to seek out something similar because it's very gratifying to know that you've helped in that little way.
Secondhand Rose Thrift Shop is open Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, March 13th. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.